Hello everyone, my name is Kumar and welcome back to our channel Kumar Programming. This is the 25th part of the series where we are building an e-commerce project as online shoe store in Next.js 15 and React 19. In this session, we are going to create our checkout steps, which are user login, shipping address, payment method, and place order. And also in our previous session, we have created our shipping address form by using our React hook form and we have implemented its validation. So let me quickly show you in our production environment that what we are going to build in this session. So this is our production environment. Let's select a product here and add it to the cart. And now go to the cart and here proceed to checkout. Since I'm not logged in, so it's going to ask for the login first. Now sign in and it's redirected to the shipping address page, which we have built in our previous session. And here you see we are having all of our checkout step: user login, shipping address, payment method, and place order. And this checkout steps is going to be used for all of our page inside our shipping address, payment method, and place order. So we are going to create a component and component is going to be used in all those places. All right. So now let's start. So here in our project, we are going to create a component as checkout steps. And this checkout steps component is going to be used at multiple pages. So we are going to create inside our shared folder. So here we have component and shared folder, right? So here we are going to create a component as checkout step dot tsx. Okay. And here sfc stateless function component. And here we'll give name as checkout steps. Okay. Now here inside this checkout steps function, we are going to pass prop as current, which would be the index for that specific page. And I'll have default value as 0. And the type of this current would be number. All right. Now inside this return, we are going to create a div and we will apply some style on this. So flex between, also flex call for the smaller screen, but for medium and above screen, it would be medium flex row. And I'll have space from the x-axis. Also, I'm going to have space from the y-axis. Also, we would be having margin bottom too, right? And now inside this div, we are going to render all of our checkout steps, right? So here, what we will do, first of all, we will create an array here, const checkout steps equal to, here we are going to have array. First one is user login and second one would be shipping address and third one would be payment method and fourth one will be place order, right? And we are going to use this array inside this div. So here we are going to write our checkout steps dot map function we are going to use, and inside this map function we are going to use fat arrow function, and in this map function we are going to pass step, and these step will be user login, shipping address, payment method, and place order, right? And the next parameter would be index. Okay. Now under the map function, we are going to create another div and we will apply some classes on this as flex and items center, right? Since we are iterating this div inside map function, so we must have to give the key here. Okay. So key will be step. Okay. Now under this div, here we are going to create another div, and inside this div, we are going to pass our step. Okay. And we will apply some dynamic classes on this div. So here class name. And if you remember that we have created our utility CN utility in order to apply dynamic classes. So how we can use this? So here we have to use our CN utility. And if you remember that we created this utility inside our lib utility. So we are going to use this. See here, our CN utility is imported from libutils. And now we are going to use this function over here. So inside this function, we have to provide initial class. So our initial classes will be our padding 2 and width I will give 56. And also I'm going to give rounded full and text center and text small. Okay. And this is our initial class. And right after this, we have to pass our dynamic class, right? On the basis of conditions. So here we are going to pass our dynamic class. So first of all, here we are going to check our condition index equal to current, right? Current which we are passing from this component as prop, right? Current. Then we have to apply our bg secondary class on top of it. Okay. All right. Why I have written index over here? This would be current, right? Because we are passing prop as a current. Fine. And right after our this step name, we need to create a horizontal line. So here I'm going to create a horizontal line as HR. And I'll pass some class name over here as width I'll give 16 and I'll make the border at top. So here border top. Also we are going to make the border gray. So here border gray, I'll give 300. Okay. And I'll give margin at the x-axis 2. Okay. And this horizontal line needs to be rendered only for first 3 steps, not for the last steps. So we'll apply a logic over here as index is less than checkout step dot length minus 1, right? Then we are going to render our horizontal line. So we will cut this and we will paste it over here. All right, let's select it and format it, Control KF. So it's formatted now. Since there is no interaction on this particular component, so we are not required to make it as a client component. So this is a by default as a server component, right? So now we are going to use this component inside our shipping address page. So here we have our shipping address page. Now let's use it just before our this shipping address form. Okay, checkout steps, right? And inside this we are going to pass prop as current, which would be 1, right? And here we are getting error since JSX expression must have one parent element. So what we will do here, we will wrap with our React fragmentation component, right? And we will cut this and we will paste inside our React fragmentation. All right, and this checkout steps is already imported. Now let's see inside our browser. So here our application is running. Now let's go to the cart. And here we have one item in the cart. Now proceed to checkout, right? So now here we are able to see all of our checkout steps: user login, shipping address, payment method, and place order. But if you see, we have some issues. These horizontal lines are not in center, and also these steps are not looking good. So now let's do some changes in our CSS here. So here I'm going to make this as a flex, and then I have justify between, and then we have flex call, and we have for medium and above screen we have flex row, and here we have width full and gap of 4, and also give margin bottom 4, right? This would be the parent div. And after that, here inside our children div, also in this div we will give width full, and here inside our inner div, here we are going to give bg gray as 200. Okay, and here for our dynamic class, here we are going to apply bg gray 600. Okay, and we are going to text as white, text white, and also we will wrap this horizontal line inside a div. So here we are going to take another div as flex 1 and justify center, right? And inside this div we are going to paste our horizontal line, and for this horizontal line we are going to give max width 16 and width I'll give full, and here border I'll give border top 2 and I'll give border gray 300, right? And I'll remove this margin. All right, now let's see. Yep, so now it looks good. So here we are seeing all these checkout steps, and this is our shipping address which is highlighted since we are at the shipping address page for now, right? And once we will move to our payment method, we are going to pass the current index as 2. So this payment method will be highlighted, right? Now it looks good, but here we need some more margin at the top and the bottom as well. So now let's change our margin here. Here bottom we are going to give margin 10, and from top also we are going to give margin 4. Okay, now let's see. Let's refresh this page. Yep, now it looks good, but still you see we have a gap in between all these elements, and the entire component is aligned to the left, and here right side we have more gap. And let's see how it look like in our smaller screen. So this is our smaller screen, and in the smaller screen also we should not see this horizontal line, and the whole things needs to be in center, right? So now let's fix all these issues here in our code. First of all, we will remove this justify between, and we will make as a justify center, and also we will make item center and text center. Everything would be in center. All right, and we will give width 60%, and we will give margin from X auto, right? This would be for parent div. Now for the inner div, here we will give margin bottom 2 for our steps, and this horizontal line should not be displayed for the smaller screen. So initially I would be make it as a hidden, then for medium screen it would be flex, and I'll give width full, and for this horizontal line I'll remove this width. Okay, now let's save it and see in our browser. Let's refresh this. Now it's in center, but these horizontal lines are still having the gaps here. Now let's see here in the parent divs, here we have gap 4, right? So we are going to remove this gap. Now let's see again. Let's refresh this. Now it looks good, right? Now let's inspect it for our smaller screen. Yep, Now all the steps are coming in center for the smaller screen, and for the larger screen, it's going to be displayed like this, right? And once user will click on this continue button, then it will redirect to the payment method. Since we don't have this payment method page as of now, so we are getting this page not found, right? And this payment method page that we are going to build in our next session, where user is going to select their payment method type. All right, that's all for this session. And if you found this tutorial helpful, do me a favor, like this video to support me and my channel, and subscribe my channel if you haven't already done so far for more amazing videos like this, and share this with your fellow developer who might find it useful. And if you really love my work, then consider buying me a coffee to support for more free tutorials. Link is given below in the description. Alright, that's all for the day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care and keep learning.